Hey everybody, this week we're going to talk about an Old Testament story from Genesis. We're going to talk about Jacob. We've talked about Jacob before. Remember, he kind of stole his brother's blessing, didn't he? And his brother was really upset with him, and this is kind of part of the aftermath of that. So let's go ahead and listen to the story. Jacob was on his way to meet up with his twin brother Esau, and he came to a river. He was worried that his brother Esau would still be angry with him for deceiving him and tricking him. He sent his 2 wives with their 2 servants and his 11 sons across the river, but he stayed to pray. Jacob loved God and wanted God to bless him and keep his family safe from his angry brother. God forgive me and bless me, he prayed. A man passed by, and Jacob realized that he was sent by God. He caught hold of the man before he could go. "Give me God's blessing," he cried out. The man tried to get away, but Jacob wrestled with him all night long, determined to get God's blessing. In the struggle, his hip went out of joint, but he held on. As the sun rose, the man blessed Jacob, saying, "You didn't give up easily. You held on until you got a blessing from God. From now on, you shall be called Israel." Jacob crossed over the river to join his family. "I have seen God face to face," he said. "He blessed me and gave me a new name. God said that now I shall be called Israel." Since that day, the children of Israel never ate the sinew of a joint of meat, because the angel touched Jacob's thigh and caused him to walk away with a limp. So this is kind of a strange story I've always thought. So Jacob's trying to get away from his brother, and he sent his family across the river, and he stayed to pray. And then this man came, and he was sent from God, and they wrestled, they fought, and he hurt Jacob's hip, but Jacob kept fighting. And then Jacob's name was changed to Israel by God, and Israel meant he who struggles or strives with God. And then once Jacob's hip was hurt, he couldn't move very well. He had to really rely on God to keep him and his family safe thereon after. But it helps us to understand that God is the strength in our lives. That's where we get all our strength, and all our willpower is straight from God. So it's important for us to continue to have a strong relationship to God so we can live the lives that we want to live, and to live the life that God wants us to live as well. You just need a piece of paper, some scissors, and some markers. So I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to fold it in half, hot dog style, so the long way. And then I'm going to draw a box a little bit into my paper. Then I'm going to take my scissors, and I'm going to poke them through the paper. Then I'm going to cut out the box in the middle of my paper. Then I'm going to write the word Jacob. Then I'm going to color it in. You can use any colors you want. I'm going to use different colors on every letter. open it up, and on the inside, I write Israel. I tried to make it so you didn't see any of the other letters when you had the paper close. And then I'm going to color Israel. I'm going to color it all yellow, just to really make the A stand out. So we know it's still the same person, but he has a new name, and the significance from God that was. This Bible story came from Genesis, so I'm going to put that down here. And 32:28, so you can find it in the Bible. And then I'm just going to kind of decorate it. So this happened at night, so I'm going to put a moon on the inside. A moon and some stars. Color those in. And this story was also about God's love, so I'm going to go ahead and put heart as well. So this is just kind of a cool little thing that helps us remember that God changed Jacob's name to Israel.